In this next segment, let's talk about case teaching notes. These are the notes and journal items that you've made with regard to teaching a particular case. It might be theoretical in the sense that you're planning on teaching a case in a certain way, or you've taken notes from the last time you planned, and it's a way of capturing your insights so that you don't forget them the next time around. There are a number of elements in case teaching notes. You might, for example, develop them not alone, but with a team. If you are teaching multiple sections with a group of people, if you're teaching them by yourself, you might not have that luxury. At our school, we write these up and publish them with our cases. So a teaching note accompanies a case, and it would be the instructor or the writer's way of thinking about how to teach a particular case. Of course, there are multiple ways to teach any particular case. For different topics, you could start in different ways, end in different ways, and a teaching note is one place where you can begin to collect those. If you buy a case and use someone else's teaching note, I invite you to read them both and then not necessarily conclude you're just going to do it the way somebody else did it. You may have your own thoughts about how you'd like to slant this discussion or what kinds of questions you'd like to ask, or even, as I've mentioned in a different segment, a different perspective that you'd like to take on that case. Typically, a teaching note will have a synopsis of the case. This helps people choose them if they're trying to find cases for a course. We'll probably have a section defining what kinds of courses this case might be used in. Of course, again, that depends on your purpose and intent and how you go about teaching it. We might include a typical assignment. Again, we'd recommend that that be customized for your course, your program, and the group of people that you're working with. Typically with cases, there are 3 sections: problem identification, problem analysis, and then action for the protagonist. We might also include in our notes an ending or a bridge, some audio-visual options, maybe a board plan. We have in our institution 3 long chalkboards, front, middle, and back, and a sideboard. So in our teaching plans, we have a chalkboard plan that includes what do you put on board 1, what do you put on board 2, what do you put on board 3, what, if anything, would you put on the sideboard. Faculty vary widely in how much they use chalkboards. We've addressed that issue in another segment on audiovisual techniques. Finally, you might include in a teaching note a timing plan. So how much time do you want to spend on the first module, the second module, the third module, and so forth. And if you've used the case mapping technique described in a different segment, that timing plan will be flexible depending on which pathways you take and how you get there. And finally, we would include some developmental notes for next time. As there are additional data that we'd like to bring to the discussion, maybe some additional subsequent to the case's writing, information on the company or on its executive team, other regulatory constraints that might have come out since then, perhaps a new video or some other kind of 10K or annual report information that might be useful for the discussion. These folders then will become your repertoire, a treasure chest of ideas that you can use to teach your courses. Each time you teach a case, if you're adding to and putting in more ideas and new supplemental materials, maybe an addition to the epilogue, then your case portfolio will become richer and richer as time goes by.